was talking to this other girl, and this was like my friend set me up with her, right? Good for cool on him, whatever. And to be honest, I think that it was because he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend wanted to get her a boyfriend, kind of thing. But whatever, it was a good thing. He tried, right? So we go out, first date, great. You know why? We went to a nice restaurant, but it had a Raptors game on, and she was talking about the Raptors. I was like,
beauty,
lit, right? Beauty. Great first date, right? Talking about sports, talking about like school shit, whatever. She's into photography and whatever. Lit, great things to talk about. Second date wasn't as good, just wasn't. It was good. Third date, same thing. It was the same as number 2. Now we go, like her friend, the one that set us up, it was her birthday. We go to her house. She starts talking about the wackest shit in front of my friends, right? Because it was like a whole group thing, right? Talking about it was like a lot of topics that I disagree with, but I disagree with respectfully, right?
What was she talking about?
So let's go this way. First things first, I pick her up. She lives pretty far away, right? Like, our mutual friend's house is like my neighbor, and she lives about 20 minutes down, and I went to go pick her up and her friend, and I brought her, right? She made a terrible joke.
What was it?
It was like a stupid political one, but her friend's in the back, and I'm driving, obviously, and we both look at her. That was terrible.
Okay.
Just, like as a joke, like, yo.
Let's call her out.
Yeah, her friend called her out, and then I just started laughing, like, yeah, it was kind of a shit joke, whatever. Yeah. She got mad at us, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Why you get mad at
it? It was a bad joke.
Yeah.
Everyone has a bad joke. You say another one after, right? And then she asked me my political views, like just out of nowhere, right? I look at her straight, like I'm making a joke, right? Because her joke was terrible. I'm like, fuck it. I look at her. I am a Trump supporter. And then I started laughing. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just fucking with you. She got mad at that, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm joking, right? I literally tell her, I'm like, yo, I'm Jewish, and most Jews that you'll ever meet will vote conservative just because, what's it called? They're very especially in Canada, a lot of the conservative people always praise the Jewish people and whatever, right? Like Stephen Harper literally said, Jews are conservative people because he was a hardcore Christian, right? He's like, Jews created my religion. I love them, right? Shit like that, right? So we're always pretty good with the conservatives. Not all, but most. She got mad that I said conservative. I look at her, I'm like, why'd you ask me then?
Yeah, just setting you up for failure.
She literally said she's NDP, okay?
Okay.
And I'm
so if you didn't say NDP, then you're just fucked.
I look at her, I'm like, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Go be NDP. I don't mind, right? I'm conservative, you're NDP. There's no issue. We have some political differences, but we can be respectful about it, right? She got mad about me saying conservative, but she asked me.
Bro,
and don't forget. Sorry. I'll finish it. NDP was voted less than the Bloc Québécois this year.
Yeah.
They're not even in the top 3.
Yeah.
Like 1 in 1,000 people voted for them. You would think I'm gonna vote for them?
Yeah. See, honestly, when it's time to vote, I get that people can care more, right? Mm-hmm. But once the voting's over, and there's we're just kind of in it, who gives a fuck? Who actually gives a fuck about politics?
Everyone
politicians,
everyone fake.
Everyone has an opinion or thinks their opinion is valid, but it's not gonna change anything. Why are you worrying about it?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but me, I only talk about politics in the sense of really current events that have to do with politics, the transgender woman in swimming breaking all the records and stuff. I talk about that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not talking about the fucking the teachers union is really going on another strike this year because the government's not doing. I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit.
Yeah, that is okay. Let's take that example then. Let's say you think the trans woman breaking it's the swimming records.
Leah
right?
Thomas, yeah.
Yeah. So she's breaking all the records. You can have an opinion on it, right? You like sports, you think it's unfair, you've seen it happen in other sports, it's fine, right? But if you go to someone else and you ask them their opinion on it, and they say, I don't really care. I don't care.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Who cares that they don't care?
You know what? it's a perfect segue. I'll tell you why, right? So, I don't like transgender people in sports.
I agree with that. I think it's unfair.
I don't know if there should be its own league or whatever, but I don't think that someone who was born a man should play in women's sports.
And it's happened so many times in so many different areas. There was a cycling person that was also breaking every world record.
There was a UFC fighter destroying women, and her only loss was because she went to the ground and got an arm bar.
Yeah.
Because she
Yeah.
was just not stylistically good at MMA. She just had more power and could knock you the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
Because she was born a man. Or in weightlifting, all the records now are men and women's categories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't like it for that reason because I don't think it allows woman inclusion. But that's me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the same person that we're talking about politics, right? We're at her friend's house. We had a good dinner. We're hanging out. We're drinking. She out of nowhere starts bringing out the NBA wage gap.
Oh my god.
Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh my god.
The NBA makes $6 billion a year.
Yeah.
Right? And the players get 50% of that in yearly salary.
Which they should.
I mean, I think they get overpaid.
I mean,
I think the biggest
but everybody watches to watch them.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying a role player is getting like $20 million a year. It's kind of fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I digress. You know what? They make a lot of money, and if you make a lot of money, you deserve to make a portion of the money you make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like a guy working on commission per se. Now, the NBA has the WNBA, and the WNBA loses money every year. Loses money, right? The NBA subsidizes their losses every year. They only get paid, I believe, like 20% of what they earn gross revenue. Now, they want to make 50% of gross revenue. My solution? They should make 50% of net profits and owe the WNBA money for all the money they lose. Okay?
Okay.
It's an aggressive way of saying it, but they don't bring in fans. The average ticket price is like below $20, and they get, I think, like 6,000 people at most in the stadium.
Yeah.
I did a whole project on it. I forgot. But they lose like $30 million or $300 million a year. I don't remember what the number is. It was with the fucking the added zero or not, whatever. But they lose money, so they expect the WNBA to pay them more.
They just can't. Like, it's from a business.
They're not making money.
From a business point of view, if your team makes $5 million a year, you can't ask, oh well, the shittiest rookie in the NBA makes $1 million a year. It's like, okay, well. You can't just fucking take 20% of the whole team's money. Like, what do you think? It's just like for one player, player. But you have like 12 players on the team.
Like when LeBron signed to Los Angeles, getting like $36 million a year, someone in the WNBA is like, I'm trying to get $1 million, and I'm like, yeah, but your company doesn't make $1 million a year.
Yeah, it's like
when the Los Angeles Lakers, just for signing him, made $500 million in jersey sales, probably.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They probably make like close to like 10 million a game.
Yeah, like some shit like that. Like LeBron's like he's bringing in the money, right?
Yeah.
So she literally brought this conversation up. I literally go up to her. I'm like, hey, I don't think that I think that women are getting underpaid. You're right, but they're not making money. They're not getting anyone in the stadium. Where are the women who support the WNBA? Where are they paying for the season's tickets or the normal?
Yeah.
Tickets?
Why aren't they investing? Why aren't they marketing? You know,
like, and they're like, oh, because it's men's fault. They're not buying tickets. Why don't half the population is women?
Yeah,
women make just as much money as men.
It's a joke.
Unless you want to talk about the wage gap or whatever, but women make money. Why aren't women buying tickets? Right? She literally, when I dropped her off at home, she was so mad at me, and she messaged me the next day. Oh, it's not gonna work out. I responded to her. Thank you for saying that, because it was not.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I could not be with someone like that.
Like, and it's not like we have a difference of opinion and there's that.
Yeah.
She was mad at me strictly because I had a different opinion than her.
No, people like that suck.
No offense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who is mad about this. My opinion on the WNBA is right. You're not making money. You're not.
You don't make that much money to begin with.
No,
to begin with.
They lose money.
Not the fact that they're profitable or not. It's the fact that they don't make much money at all to begin with.
Let's change the industry. Let's say you start as a sales rep for a company that just sells a product.
Yeah.
And your job is you get 10% commission on your sales plus a base salary of like $30,000, right? So no matter what, you make $30,000, and then if you sell in a month, you sell $1,000, that's another $200 a month you make, right? Let's just go with that. Right? Imagine you don't sell jack shit, right? You're selling maybe $500 a month, right? So you're already making less than your salary, right? Like you're already if you're selling just $500 a month in product, but they're paying you $30,000, you're in the negative, right? You should be fired, like over a few months if you don't increase, right? Now imagine that same person going to their boss. I think I deserve $50,000 a year, based. But you're not earning me money.
No. I think a better example would be like, let's say you do like cybersecurity. Let's say. You work at like a small company. You work at a small company. Company's losing money. It's kind of like being funded here and there, whatever, just to stay alive. And then you say, well, I want to get paid the same as the head of the cybersecurity team at Apple. Like, you just can't.
What work do you have to show for it?
Yeah, it's like the guy is there for a reason. The company is humongous, can afford to pay him, can do this. You can't just because you're working over there say, it's not fair. Yeah, no shit, it's not fair, but, you know.
And, you know, people might come to us and be like, hey, that's a different scenario, whatever. But tell me right now, how do you expect women to get paid more when their industry is collapsing, right? And
it's just sad.
And we could talk about the women's national soccer team when they beat the shit out of any other fucking women's team in American football. In European football, and how they sued their own team because
they get paid.
They asked for a base pay, not a pay per game thing, and they ended up finding out that if they did the per game, they would have made more money. They sued the U.S. Soccer team, right? Because they could have got paid more. Mm-hmm. But
that was their decision.
Yeah, the thing was they won the case, so we could be wrong, right, about this. But
I mean, I don't know.
They were given two options for a pay structure. They chose one. They chose guaranteed money, which the U.S. women's national team has been dominant for the last like 20 years, just literally pillaging every fucking other team, like just destroying the shit out of them. They took the guaranteed money. And why? Because they wanted the security. Fine. But if they took the other deal, they would have made way more money.
Yeah.
So they sued for lost wages. But they picked it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just women's sports. Just very few sports is it like interesting to watch,
look,
to be honest. And it sucks, but it is what it is.
Look, if you're a women's tennis player, I'll happily watch you. Right? Because women's tennis, even though it's worse than male's tennis, like it just is, like the rules I like a lot more. I like that's 3 sets versus 5. The women are still great at it. They're still fucking running around, killing themselves, whatever. Volleyball as well, because the skill gap isn't that difference between the men's volleyball and the women's volleyball. I don't like beach volleyball. I mean, besides the fucking asses, but like I'd rather watch the 6-on-6 because there's way more fucking shit going on. And the women's are doing just as well. I don't give a fuck. But women can't even dunk a basketball.
I remember seeing something where it was like, I forget which sport it was, but there was like a champion women's team that lost to a high school guys team.
Oh, that was soccer. That was the Australian women's soccer team losing to the U14 or something like that.
Yeah,
men's team.
It was like
7-0 or something like that too.
It's just so, it was like a blowout. So it's just like, it sucks, but it is what it is kind of thing. I would rather watch the NBA than U14, but women,
Oh yeah, like here's the thing, I legit, when it comes to basketball in particular, and you know what, we're gonna get canceled at some point. I don't give a fuck anymore. But like literally after every fucking podcast, someone comes up to me like, "Yo, you guys sound more and more assholes." I'm like, well, you know what? I guess we are. But so basically, I would rather watch a high school basketball team in Los Angeles, not in this area. I'd rather watch them versus the fucking WNBA finals.
No, I'd go to the WNBA finals for the experience.
Look, maybe I'll go to a WNBA game in my life, maybe. But I would have rather went to Chino Hill's basketball team when they had the Ball Brothers in high school.
Okay, but that was sick.
No, but there's so many teams in LA just like that.
Yeah.
Like imagine watching Zion in grade 11 dunking on all these fucking 5'5" kids.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Wasn't there that thing would you
rather kind of push him and he's just looking at him?
No. There's would you rather find $5 on the ground or have your WNBA team win the championship? And like most people said, $5. It just shows how unpopular it is. But anyways.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like if you want to earn a lot of money doing what you love, you got to make other people love it too.
Yeah.
And like, here's the thing, right? I think it was Tracy McGrady, right? You know Tracy McGrady, I hope, right? Former Raptor, NBA legend, whatever. He literally said, I think if the woman brought the nets down to 9 feet and they were dunking,
Yeah, I saw that.
There'd be more people watching.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to dunk a basketball for you to watch us? You need to be entertaining for us to watch you. You know, I'm sorry. I don't love it when you guys are missing your fucking free throws every 2 seconds or you're missing your fucking layups.
No, it's more like dunking is just like invites contact. There's no contact in.
There's minimal contact in regular season basketball.
Yeah, much less
Which is
contact.
fair.
But yeah.
If you're gonna reject ideas that we have to make it more fun for us to watch, you can't get mad at us then for not watching.
Yeah, it's like someone coming to you with a potential solution. But they were saying like, oh, we're used to 10 feet all the time, so I can see where the...
That's a fair thing. But are you willing to change the game to get more viewers? Like, women's MMA has some great fights, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the next UFC pay-per-view, not this one, but the next one, you have the rematch of Joanna Jędrzejczyk, I pray I'm saying her name right because she'll whoop my ass, versus Wiley. The first fight was legitimately fight of the year category. Fight of the year, like, amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And it was 2 women fighting, and I have no issues with them fighting again. I will pay to watch them fight again because that shit was entertaining as fuck. I'm not spending a dime on your fucking women's basketball. Just like I'm not spending a dime on watching baseball because I fucking hate baseball.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
But whatever. What can you do?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like if it's not entertaining, I'm not paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And
listen, maybe other people find it entertaining, but
they
we
do,
don't.
But not enough. Like last little fucking explanation, right? Because I know we're just shitting on women.
Just on and on and on.
Fuck you, women. Just as it is. But so. You remember when they remade the movie Charlie's Angels?
I don't know.
They did it with like the fucking woman from Twilight. Or
sure, whatever.
Have you ever watched the original Charlie's Angels?
No.
Great movie. It's about like fucking 3 women. One's like one's strong, one's sexy, one's fucking smart or whatever. And it's like they just go around and fuck shit up, right? It was a great movie, right? It had fucking Bill Murray.
Okay.
Whatever. It had fucking Drew Barrymore and whatever, right? They remade it. And it was produced by a woman, right? Who was it? It was like a popular woman actor who fucking did it. I forgot what her name was. She literally said, before it opened up, she literally said, if you're a man, you are not allowed to see this movie in its first week opening. It's for a woman.
Stupid.
It had one of the worst first week openings of all time.
Yeah, like you just
cut
off half the fucking.
And then she blamed the men who didn't pay a ticket. But you told us not to. Like you gotta understand this, right? Okay, guys. I would have went to go see the movie, but even in the trailer, it just didn't look good. I watched all the Charlie's Angels movies, right? Like the OG ones. Mm-hmm. I really liked it, right? It was stupid. I was a kid, you know what I mean? It was really good for kids. The trailer had no action. Right, nothing. It had a fucking girl in a helicopter holding a helicopter, like fucking just holding onto a helicopter. Ooh, right? And it had like no action, and it had like so the actresses I knew, but I didn't give a fuck. I don't really care about them too much. And she told me not to watch it. I'm like, okay, fine, I won't watch it. You told me not to, I won't. It's your fault the movie tanked. No, it's your fault, bitch.
Yeah.
Next time, have me at the movies. Allow me to go.
Listen, it's just a bad business decision.
And then the movie sucked apparently too.
Yeah, so
like I love the OG ones.
Yeah.
But I'm not watching the new one.
Listen, I won't shit on women anymore past this point because we have been doing it for the past 45 minutes. But
no, like I think that there's good topics to talk about here because like we talked about how like how we think women can have better conversations with guys and how guys can help out, which is fine. We talked about how we think we give reasons for why we think women's sports isn't doing as well and reasons to help it, which is not a bad thing.
How they also can't drive. Last podcast. Yeah, and probably a bunch more other shit, but that's what it is.
I really do think
how they don't say thank you.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, I don't even think we're being misogynist.
How they can't order.
How they always have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Can I take a picture for you? Like, I don't think we're being misogynist. Like, realistically.
We're just pointing out the flaws. Nobody's perfect.
Like, I think we've also done a pretty good job at, like, talking about men's flaws as well. About how men can be super territorial when they don't have to be, and how they're just offended by everything as well.
Yes.
And how men are playing these stupid fucking games as well. Like, I think we're doing a pretty good job of that.
We're trying. We are definitely leaning towards.
We have male experiences.
Yeah.
Like, we can tell when a woman does something wrong because it's usually to us. We can't always see what we do wrong to others. Right? So you know what? We got to make a second podcast with just two girls talking about how douchebag men are. That'd be, dude. Imagine we got two of our friends in the same studio, we wouldn't say a word. We'd just be in there, just watching them talk shit about us.
No, we should just do like a face to face where our perspective and their perspective.
You know what the thing is though? I think if we were to talk about flaws that women have, they would agree with us.
Yeah.
And then when they would talk about men's flaws, we'd be like, no, this is why we do it.
Yeah.
I think that's our pride. You know what I mean?
That'd be a good idea. But maybe for another time.
Because you know what, guys? We are hitting up almost an hour and a half. I like an hour and a half. I think that's a good area. But we hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you guys enjoyed the intro. We have an outro that we made. We're gonna make some thumbnails, and we are looking to figure out a way to make a new set because this is not the best setup in my opinion. Although, if you guys like my PS4 games, my PS3 games, we're just saying, bro, I'm a gamer. But yeah, so that's gonna be it from us, guys. Tell us what you think in the comments. DM us on
Do
Twitter.
you agree with us? Do you not agree with us?
Yeah, you know what? Because if you guys agree with us, then at least we know we're not misogynists. Because at least we're talking about common scenarios.
Yes.
Right?
Well, you are more than I am, but whatever. Besides the point.
I literally talked about how I think some women's MMA fights are awesome, and women in volleyball and tennis are lit. You didn't say anything positive about women today. Okay, so watch your mouth.
But I thought it.
You misogynistic
I
pig.
thought about how
Yeah,
good
sure
they
you
are.
thought about it, sure. I'm just saying, okay? I don't think we're assholes.
No, I don't think so.
I think we're actually pretty inclusive here.
I literally donated to a girl that I haven't seen in 6 years. I donated to her charity.